All right, man, peace. You know, brothers, I remember back when I was a child and my father would have this huge bookshelf with all of his books, numerous biographies, autobiographies, history books, etc. And I would spend my time perusing those books or even reading those books if I had the opportunity to. I remember in particular he had a biography on Lawrence Taylor, the Hall of Fame superstar former linebacker of the New York Giants. And in the process of reading that book, that's the first time that I became familiar with the tactic of beating a drug test through the use of either a fake catheter or a fake penis, because Lawrence Taylor himself confessed that that is how he would beat drug tests. He would either have a teammate piss for him, or he would use a fake catheter, i.e. sometimes a fake or prosthetic penis, to piss into a cup while someone was watching, and then of course it would be someone else's urine in the cup, therefore he would defeat the drug test. Well, Mike Tyson, the former superstar heavyweight champion, is going to make an equivalent confession, and it would not surprise me if somewhere along the lines he also heard something like this from LT himself, because they did used to hang out to a certain degree back in the late 1980s in New York City. So anyway, they're going to talk about it. I'm going to chime in.
We got to talk about Mike Tyson, man, dropping a bombshell on us today. Mike Tyson, look, his struggles with substance abuse are no secret. He's talked about...
I've never had any issues with substance abuse. Substances have had issues with me. Cocaine is nothing to me. I've knocked out cocaine. I've knocked out heroin. I've knocked out crack. I've knocked out marijuana. I've never had issues with drugs. They've had issues with me.
A lot. He's been very open about the fact that he struggled with cocaine and marijuana back in the day.
No, sir, I never said that. They struggle with me. I'm Mike Tyson. I'm the conqueror. They're not the conqueror. I'm Alexander.
Now he's revealing how he used to beat the drug tests, and it's a bizarre story that we have to share with you because honestly it's very unique, and I've never heard of anybody successfully pulling this off. But Mike Tyson says this is how he did it. Do you guys know a device called the Whizzinator? Do you know?
Yes, I had a Whizzinator back in the late 1980s into the 1990s. One of my best friends, one of my good friends was Lawrence Taylor. That nigga was crazy for real. I mean, if you think I'm crazy, you should have saw LT back in 1988. That nigga blew my mind. Me and him were sitting back smoking. Well, I'm not going to tell you what we were smoking, but we were smoking. And I asked LT, I said, wow, aren't you going to get in trouble because you're going to get drug tested? And he told me, basically he said that he had a fake dick. I said, what? Hold up, wait. Are you on some gay shit right now? Because that was back over 30 years ago. You know, it wasn't acceptable back then. So I said it again. I said, are you homosexual? Because I'm getting offended. He said, no, I'm not a homosexual. I have a fake penis that I pee out of when I get my drug test. I said, okay, wow, that's genius. So I asked him for the brand name. Then I went to Don King. I told Don King, I need you to order me a fake penis. But remember, I'm the heavyweight champion of the world, so don't insult me. I need a large fake penis to piss out of so I could beat this test.
Whizzinator is?
No.
Babcock?
Yeah, I don't know how to describe it in a way that I'm allowed to, but yeah, I do know what a Whizzinator is.
All right, I'll describe it to everybody. Yeah. The Whizzinator is a prosthetic device that is a prosthetic male genitalia, right? So that when you're being tested by the drug testers, when the drug testers come and they get a urine sample from you, they actually make you deliver the sample in front of the drug tester.
Of course they do. I've done that.
Right. So most athletes, if they're trying to fool a drug test,
My name is Michael Aloysius Tyson III, and I want to know why you're interrupting my workout.
To have a part that resembles what their actual anatomy looks like. And Mike Tyson says back when he was younger, that's exactly what he would do. It was a prosthetic device that came with a...
I hate the paparazzi.
where you could put someone else's clean urine. So if you knew that you were going to test dirty, you had this device loaded up with somebody else's pee, and that's how, and you would submit that, and that's how you would beat the drug test. Here's Mike Tyson discussing it on his Hotboxing podcast with Jeff Nowitzki, who, by the way, is the head of the UFC's drug testing program, and they're talking about the fact that this was a way to do it back then. Take a look.
It was
Yeah, like I was saying, I used to have conversations with Lawrence Taylor, and we would talk all the time about how to beat drug tests. And he told me about this apparatus that resembled a penis. I said, okay, no problem. Do they have an elephant size? Because once again, I'm the heavyweight champion of the world. I'm not going to allow anybody to disrespect me in any way pertaining to my other member. He said, okay, if that's what you're worried about. I said, yeah. I want it to be anatomically correct in every way. So yeah, I used the Wizinator, the Mike Tyson custom-made Wizinator from the years of 1988 all the way through 2001. Successfully, may I add.
You put clean urine.
Yeah, I put my baby's urine in it.
My God!
I'm just hoping that one day I use my wife. My wife said, "Baby, you better not hope that he comes back pregnant or something."
Yeah.
I said, "What you mean? I better hope it doesn't come back pregnant." I've been away at fighting camp for the last month and a half. Who you been fucking? It better not come back pregnant for you and my sake, or all hell gonna break loose.
No, so we ain't gonna use you no more. We're gonna use the kids because I got scared that the might come back pregnant.
Come to find out, I pissed my wife's urine with the Wizinator, and they come back and tell me that I'm pregnant with twins. That's when I went home and divorced her. I couldn't believe this shit.
Yeah.
Well, did you have the right color Wizinator? Because it was that NFL.
Yeah.
Of course I did. Do I look like a clown, like I'm stupid? Like I'm going to be here, the intellectual giant that I am, as well as the heavyweight champion of the world, and whip out a Caucasian penis? I already told you I had Don King order me the elephant-sized penis in dark brown. I'm not stupid like that.
Hell
Black
yeah!
people had a white one.
I had this brown one.
Who was that? I heard that story.
But this guy was so macho. He was scared. I whapped it out. He was like, "Hey man, take."
Yeah, this punk bitch turned his head. I said, you better turn your face back. Look at the penis of the heavyweight champion of the world as it urinates. Look at it. You're supposed to be here to judge, aren't you? What score do I get for this?
Macho guy, he don't look at me.
It's so funny as I think back. He was so scared.
He basically got the right Wizinator to match his skin tone to fool the tester. But look, Mike's not the first guy who has used this. We did stories on, there was a famous football player named Ontario Smith, who was a running back for the Minnesota Vikings back in the day, who was busted with the Wizinator. And then there have been actors who have been drug tested, who have been caught with the Wizinator, and Mike Tyson was like, yeah, I used it too.
Yeah, and look, I bet you there is so many other guys that have probably used it. They weren't caught or they didn't talk about it. The one thing I should point out, Evan, and I spoke with Mike Tyson's people, and they wanted it made clear that this was something that they say only happened on one occasion, and it wasn't any time recently. They said it was.
I have no idea who this clown Michael J. Babcock claimed that he spoke to, but that's a good name for him because that's what this story is about. Believe me, I used the Wizinator every day from 1987 all the way to 2002. And I have news for you. I've been using it for this fight also. Because, yes, I've been smoking up a storm to prepare for this fight, to calm myself down because I'm anticipating knocking Roy Jones not only out, but back to his ancestors. So, yes, I have had to dust off the Wizinator.
When Mike was in his 20s, of course, Mike is now in his mid-50s. So they wanted to make that clear. He's not using this for his fight with Roy Jones Jr. This was something that happened way in the past.
For some reason, these people will never let me get to my damn car. I get so aggravated. Every airport, there's people there waiting for me. I don't want to talk to you.
Also, they also point out that he didn't use it to mask performance-enhancing drugs. It was recreational drug usage is why he used it, which I think that's an important distinction because everybody remembers Mike Tyson as this, one of the most talented fighters of all time. And if we had learned...
Oh, the glory days.
that he was actually, on steroids or something like that, I think that would change a lot of people's impression of Mike Tyson.
Absolutely, but I just have some questions.
Mike Tyson's training program was incredible back in the day. Almost exclusively calisthenics. He really didn't start lifting heavy weights until the early to mid 1990s. For the most part, throughout the 1980s, his training program was comprised almost exclusively of calisthenics and cardio.
Seems like very male dominated, and there's women that get tested, there's actresses.
As usual, insecure liberal woman exhibiting her penis envy. She's even jealous over a damn fake penis. But then again, it makes sense because most lesbians have to use fake penises.
Is there the Wizinator, is that only a male product? I'm just curious because this is very interesting to me. I had never heard of it. You guys are like, oh yeah, this is the thing.
So basically you're saying that you want a fake vagina to be created.
The tester would have a heck of a shock if
because no, for real though, because I've actually been drug tested plenty of times where it's true they come.
Not enough, clearly.
They watch you pee because they have to make sure that it's you peeing. So I'm really like, well, what about the women actresses and athletes? I'm just saying, this seems like.
I think it's very difficult to determine exactly how crazy a woman is based on drug use. So they probably just skip it because they assume that your craziness is due to something that's natural as opposed to drug induced.
They have those same problems too, right?
This is one of those occasions where I feel like you're the expert on this one, Renee. I don't have anything to contribute to that. I don't know why you're asking us.
There might be a business opportunity here to make a female version of the Wizinator, though.
Baby.
Yeah, right? Be industrious. Go invent the Pussinator.
I hope that he comes back pregnant or something.
I told her when that pregnancy test came back positive off of that fake urine that I used, which was hers, I said, who the hell are you having sex with? Because I haven't gotten any sex from you for the last month and a half, 2 months while I was at training camp. So why are you pregnant? So thank you, Wizinator. You helped me get rid of a hoe. But anyway, peace.